The 4 days of peace of mind and peace of heart forever. I've designed this because I believe no one can bring me peace of mind and peace of heart but myself. And I believe that to be true for you as well. This workshop is designed for women who don't take care of themselves and believe they must always meet someone else's needs before theirs. Women who accept betrayal, lies, and denial to escape the truth regarding how they allow others to treat them. The women who set themselves on fire to keep others warm. The women who have been taught to be nice rather than kind, tender, and honest. The women who say yes when they really mean no. The one who says, I don't trust other women, etc. During this workshop, attendees can participate openly without judgment, ask questions, and allow themselves to start this process of uncovering, discovering, and recovering. Attendees will experience a new way of understanding the necessity of time, the new sense of empowerment without shame or guilt, a new ability to set safe and fair boundaries for themselves and others, and a new life beyond their wildest dreams. They will experience the clarity that brings about honesty and willingness to become complete in any situation, not done, over, or finished, but complete. A few definitions of complete: having all the required characteristic skills, though undivided, uncompromised, and complete victory. And of course, peace of mind and peace of heart. Thanks, Brittany, for coming in today. I'm glad that you have an interest in this workshop called the 4 days to peace of mind and peace of heart. And I mean the 4 days to peace of mind and peace of heart forever. And how I come about to creating this workshop or class or whatever you would like to call it is because I found myself in a relationship with a friend of mine, and and I found myself that every time I would leave that relationship, go home, I'd feel terrible. I don't know if that's ever happened to you, but but what I'll give you the last example that we had together is she's called me up. She said, Cindy, I haven't seen you in so long. Would you let's get together? I said, great, let's get together. That'd be fun. I said, what would you like to do? She says, well, I'd like to take our bikes, put them on the back of our car. We'll go down to Liverpool. We'll drive on the parkway. We'll pack a brown bag lunch. We'll come back. We'll have lunch, and then we'll spend the afternoon just shooting the breeze. How's that sound? I said, God, I'd love to do that. Great. When's the date and the time? We set that. So that day, I packed my lunch and put my bike on the car the night before. I get down there and I see her car. No bicycle. I'm like, huh, maybe she forgot. Maybe she doesn't feel good. Maybe she's in the ladies' room. So I thought, well, don't take my bike off. So I went and I found a picnic table, brought my lawn chair out, and I sat down and waited. Well, about 10 minutes later, she shows up, riding on her bike, and she got this big grin look on her face, and I'm like, okay. She gets off her bike, pushes it over, and I says, where'd you go? She says, oh, I got here early, so I thought, heck, I'd go for the bike ride. I said, but we were going to go for the bike ride. Yeah, but I thought, she says, that's okay, isn't it? I said, yeah, that's okay, sure. So I said, well, then let's have lunch. Well, about that, I thought I want to eat before I go to the bike ride. So I ate at home. You weren't here yet, so I went on the bike ride. But we can sit and spend the afternoon and talk, can't we? I said, yeah, sure. That's cool. That's great. I don't mind. All the time I'm lying to myself. I didn't realize that till I got home at afternoon after we were done so-called having our day together. And I sat there and it was like an epiphany. I'm sure this has been happening to me my whole life, but I never realized it until this day. And I'm in a 12-step program, and they taught me you don't know that you don't know until you know you don't know. And all of a sudden I knew. I didn't know what I knew, but I knew something wasn't right because I cared for this person. We had been friends for 20 years, but I felt awful when I left her company. Something's wrong. So I sat and thought about it. I prayed about it. And I ran it through the serenity prayer. And I thought, oh, courage to change the things I can. What am I going to do with this? So I prayed about it before I went to bed. I got up the next morning. And that's how the development of the 4 days to peace of mind and peace of heart came about. So what I did was I took that day, I took this, and I just wrote down, what is the issue? So on the top of mine, I wrote, why is it I spent the day with my friend, and when I got home, I felt worse than I went to see her? And I just had that out where I could see it all day long. I just laid it on my table, walking around the house, going out, doing what I got to do, and come back, and I would see it there. I wouldn't take it any further than that. The next day, I turned it upside down and I went to bed. The next day when I got up, I wrote on the top of the page, feelings. Nothing else, just the word feelings. And all day long, or day and night till I went to bed, whatever feeling I had, I wrote it down. Not a thought, but a feeling. Okay? When I went to bed that night, I read my topic, I read my feelings, I went to sleep. The next morning I got up, I took my third day, and I wrote my thoughts. Now I had already honored my feelings, and I found it amazing that my feelings didn't come up, that it was just thoughts, the thoughts about those feelings. So I listed them all day. Before I went to bed, I read my topic, I read my sheet with my feelings on it, I read the sheet with my thoughts on it, and I went to sleep. My fourth day, I got up and I wrote on the top of the page, solution complete. Now that's not done over, I'm not doing this anymore. I had to get complete with this. I had to have clarity, because it wasn't about what she was doing, although, I'll be honest with you, I'm thinking, why does she treat me like this? How can she be so mean? This is terrible. That was rude. She doesn't respect me. She doesn't love me. She doesn't care about our friendship. And all those things were on my feelings page. And then what did I think about it? So I took my 4 pages, I read them all out, read them out loud. There's something magical about reading out loud after you've written. I can't explain it. I don't know, but I know it works. So I matched up my feelings as best as I could with my thoughts. And I thought, what do I want out of this relationship? Do I want to keep it? Do I want to let it go? I can't continue to let her treat me like this. And then I realized, I ran through the serenity prayer again. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can. But then I read the magic prayer. And for me, the magic prayer is acceptance. Acceptance is the answer to all my problems today. When I am disturbed, it is because I find some person, place, thing, or situation, or some fact of my life unacceptable to me. And I can find no serenity until I accept that person, place, thing, or situation as being exactly the way it is supposed to be at this moment. Nothing, absolutely nothing happens in God's world by mistake. Until I accept life completely on life's terms, I cannot be happy. I need to concentrate on what needs to be changed in me and in my attitude. That's the acceptance prayer. When I ran all this through that, I sat there and I thought, it's not what she did, it's what I did. And I realized in that moment in time that I was the one that was ruining this relationship, not her. She was just being who she was, doing what she does, I don't have to approve of it, agree with it, buy into it, participate, or become it. But I have to accept her for where she's at, or I get no peace. I want peace of mind and peace of heart. I don't ever want to work on this issue again with this human being because it was an angst, which was turning into a resentment, meaning being resent back through my mind over and over. And every time I thought about it again, it got worse. And I got more hurt, and I got more angry, and I got more sad, and I got more of a victim. I don't want to be a victim. But because I've been a victim in the past, I realize now I become the martyr. And how does that happen? By when she says to me, "That's okay, isn't it, Cindy? I went for the bike." Sure. I had to look at when I said, "Sure, yes, that's okay." Because that's where it says in that acceptance prayer, not what did I do wrong, what is my fault, but what is my part? I teach people how to treat me. You will only treat me the way that I allow and teach you to. So with that, I gathered up my thoughts and I said, I need some time. This is serious. This isn't about me and my friend. This is about Cindy and all the years gone past. How she has allowed people to treat her the way she would. So in order for me to not have that happen anymore, I have to find out what it is in me. And what it was in me was insecurity. I want you to like me. I had to figure out why I loved my relationship more with her than I loved me. And it went way back from being a kid. It went way back to the place I could pinpoint was when my mother brought my sister home from the hospital. And it sounds a little crazy. I'm almost 6 years old. Bring her home from the hospital, and I'm like, I don't remember my mother being pregnant. I just know for 5.5 years I'm the baby of the family. And I'm liking this, right? I'm liking this a lot. So they wheel this thing in. And I said to my mother, brought her in, and this back then there's carriages. We're talking a long time ago. And I'm looking at her, and she doesn't have any hair. She doesn't have any teeth. I think she's ugly, and everybody's talking about how beautiful she is. And I said to my mom, I says, Mom, take her back. She doesn't have any hair. She doesn't have any teeth. She's pooped. She stinks. Take her back, Mom. And of course, my mom's not going to take back the baby. But I'm 5.5 years old, and my world is crushed. I'm no longer number one. And on top of it, this poor child was ill. She had an eczema, and she was in pain all the time, and I didn't care. I hated this little individual that was now took my place on the planet. And I became an invisible child. What that led me to as I've done the process through my recovery, my discovery about me, about Cindy Fox, is that from that point on, I would do anything to get you to want me. And way into an adulthood where I would literally sell my soul out. I would do things for you that you didn't even ask me to do. And then I would get a resentment because you wouldn't thank me or show any appreciation. But see, and I'll do it perfect, and I'll do it fast, and it'll be done right, and you'll love me, and you won't leave me, and you won't hit me, and you won't hurt me, and you won't make me cry, and none of that's true. None of that is true. People are people. So I had to learn to honor my friend where she was at. But I had to take some time to figure all this out. So I called her up and I said, I'll leave her name out. And I said, this is what I need to do. And this is what I realized from yesterday. And it wasn't what you did, it's what I did. I owe you an amends. Because when you did this with the bicycle and you said, is that okay? I lied to you and I lied to me and I said it was okay when it never was. I wasn't true to you. I wasn't true to me. I've abused this relationship. You're just you. And for me to expect or ask you to change, I have no right. I either have to love you where you're at, be your friend, or be without you. But more importantly, I've got to find out why I don't love Cindy. Why I need to be needed by you more than I need to be needed by me. So this is what I ask of you if you're willing. I can't speak to you for 1 year. I can't see you. I've been doing this my whole life. I need time. I need time to work on Cindy and find out why there's no self-love here. If you're willing, I would love to make an appointment right now in our calendars for 1 year from now. I call you. And I call you with a boundary that I have to find. A boundary that I won't cross. A boundary that I know I can live by. Where I don't need, I want, but I don't need to have other people. I need to be able to pick and choose me first. Are you willing to do that? She agreed, hung up. A year later, I called her. I said, Aunt, I want to say her name. I said, what I would like to do, this is what I've come to find out, is that I'm extremely codependent. I'm extremely insecure. I call it, I said, someday I'm going to write a book called Bootlickers Anonymous. You know, you can hit me and I'll hurt, but I'll heal. But you hurt my feelings. I don't do well with that. And I don't know how to fix it, and I don't know how to take care of it. So this is what I have to offer you. If you want to continue our relationship, I want to meet with you 4 times a year, maybe 5. But there's a boundary here. If you're going to agree to meet with me, if you invite me to be with you, you have to be there. Unless you're in the hospital, unless it's an emergency, I cannot, I will not, I will no longer need you more than I need me. If you're willing to do that, then we're good to go. She agreed to it. The most incredible thing about this is we meet 3-4 times a year now. We go to lunch, we go to breakfast, we'll go for a walk, and our relationship is wonderful. She hasn't changed. I have. I made the decision through that 4-day process. On my solution and complete page, I loved her. I loved our friendship. I didn't want to lose it. But there does need to be some boundaries. And for me, it's respect, but it's self-respect first. She offers me that. She knows where she can go with me and where she can't anymore. And I've never said this to her, but I'd be willing to bet money that she's happier with herself today as I am happier with me. So if you have any interest in this workshop, I would be more than happy to present it for you. We can do it one-on-one. You can just watch this video over and over again. You can create these pages yourself on your own printer or just have a notebook. It doesn't matter. Or what I also offer is I do this. It's like, remember years ago they had the old Tupperware parties? I offer you up to bring 5 women into your home. Whoever hosts the party, there's no charge for them. The other 5 women would pay a small minimal fee, and I can come in and do it in your home if that's something you'd like to. But I tell you, this 4 days to peace of mind and peace of heart forever, I have from that day never had one moment of angst with that particular friend. And I get to work this 4 days through every situation that has caused me angst and stuff that I can't get past, because it gives me clarity, self-respect, and the boundaries I need for me to be happy with me.